Welcome to BQ Prime. You're watching Earnings with BQ, and my guest today is from DreamFolks Services, the company that provides lounge services in airports across the country. And joining me is Miss Liberatha Kallat. She is the chairperson and managing director at the company. Miss Kallat, thank you very much for joining us on BQ Prime. To begin with, you got a good set of Q4 numbers. One of the record numbers that you posted in this quarter. Uh, how do you see the traffic growing across your lounges, and do you expect to grow at 25 to 30% growth rate going forward as well?
Yes. So actually, you're right. I mean, the way the airport traffic is growing, and especially after the COVID, I think we have actually reached the pre-COVID level. And this year, we actually saw a growth of around 60%. And the expected growth in the coming years is also somewhere, around between 35 to 40%. So yes, I think it's a positive trend, and we want the traffic to grow in the same manner.
How do you see the traffic? Means you're growing at a rate which is much faster than the normal traffic growth for airlines or airports, I believe. How do you see this traffic growing, and what do you attribute this growth in traffic to?
So I would say that, there are different drivers to the growth of our numbers, right? So obviously, airport traffic is one of the biggest driver. The second one is credit card penetration, right? If you actually see that, the awareness about the lounges and the benefit which has been there for, on the credit card, that there is a lounge benefit. I think that has been growing. So I would say that these are the factors that, if you see the in percentage wise, that, our numbers are incremental compared to the airport traffic passenger growth.
Mm-hmm. I was looking at your lounge growth as well. What is the kind of plan that you have to expand your lounges across airports? And is there any specific segment or cities which are giving you this kind of growth of 30 to 35% which you have guided for, especially tier two and tier three?
So if you actually see, the major contribution for the lounges right now is from the major cities like Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad. These are the actual contributor for the, in terms of the numbers. But I would say that, the way tier two and tier three city lounges which are coming up right now. So we actually see a trend now that, even these cities have started growing, and it's all because I think the awareness of the lounges have grown so much that, people are looking forward, the passengers are looking forward to have a lounge. And I think even government is taking a lot of initiative in actually adding more and more lounges, even in the government-owned airports as well.
So, you have a model wherein every 12 months the price are negotiated with your clients. Um, have you taken the price negotiation for for this financial year or the coming financial year?
So, the contract or the commercial pricing, the changes vary from client to client. For some, it would be Jan to December as a calendar. For some, it is the financial year, which is April to March. So it varies. And, accordingly, the contracts are revised.
And by how much has it been revised?
In terms of?
Pricing?
Sorry, I will not be able to actually share that, but I would say that yes, all of them have been revised right now.
What kind of impact will that have on your EBITDA margins? 12 to 13% is where you are. Is there enough scope to take it to 15 plus or close to 15?
See, as a management, we are actually trying to maintain, the EBITDA margins and our PAT margins. So we'll try and continue having the similar margins coming years as well.
Mm-hmm. Privatization and premiumization is something which you are following. What is the kind of privatization opportunities which is coming up your way? If you have to look into FY24, and you have also entered into the railway lounges part. How is that opportunity looking for, looking?
So I would say that privatization is, of course, adding much more value because, in terms of the infrastructure, because the moment the infrastructure is getting better, the passenger traffic, or I would say the number of flights are actually getting added, the number of flights taking off from that particular airports also increase, which actually adds in multiple folds into the airport passenger traffic as well. So obviously that is directly impacting the growth for our numbers. So that is one reason. In terms of the railway lounges, I would say that, it's been almost a year we have already started the railway lounge business. And I would just say that, month on month, we actually see almost around 20% growth coming in railways as well. Right now, the numbers are very minuscule in compared to the airport lounge numbers, but I would say that there is a huge potential in railway lounges as well.
How many lounges are you operating as of now for railways? And is there a scale up plan you have for railway lounges?
So presently there are around 12 railway lounges across the country, and yes, there are plans of more railway lounges coming up in coming years.
And is there any capex plan that you have for any of your existing lounge or new lounges which is coming up?
So I think I just need to clarify that all these lounges are not owned by
I know, but
DreamFolks.
refurbishment and everything will be done by you, right?
No, so everything is done by the operator. We only drive traffic there. So it is, as we always say, that DreamFolks is an asset-light business, and we do not have any capex investment in any of the lounges here.
Give me a sense of the cash flows that you have been getting this year. Q4, I think you ended up on a positive cash flow from operations. What is the kind of policy that you have with respect to shareholder returns, dividend policy that you have at your organization?
So we already have the dividend policy in place, and I think we are already in discussion, and hopefully we will let you know soon. In terms of dividend, what we plan to do. But otherwise, as well, in terms of the cash flow, because as a company we are also planning to expand globally as well. So there would be a requirement of investment in these regions as well, because if we have to invest into the technology in the other regions where we are growing, so we would require funds there. So that is one. Secondly, if you have also seen that recently we have also acquired golf, which is Vitsu Golf, which we have came to Golf Click now, so which is into a golf business. So something similar business which will complement our existing business, we will surely try and look forward to acquire that or invest in such similar businesses.
Can you elaborate on the dividend policy? You said you already have one, but I saw some of the analysts also raising the same issue with respect to what is the kind of dividend that you want to come out with. So if you can give us some perspective on what percentage of your free cash flows or profits that you intend to share with the shareholders?
We would be doing this announcement in the later stage, so I would want to, just want to give that announcement at a later stage, but not now.
Okay.
Sorry for
what about international investments? Because you set up a Singapore subsidiary as well. How much of investments will it be there? You're also looking at other markets like Middle East and UAE and other from where you can drive traffic to your lounges. How is that going, and what is the game plan there?
So as I told you that, we are expanding globally, right? And if you know our business, it's an asset-light business. So as such, we do not require funds or we do not require any capex cost, right? So the Singapore entity is basically because now we are also planning to have clients in different regions. So yes, Southeast Asia, Middle East is our focus market. If you see in India, any credit or debit card which has a lounge benefit, that program is managed by DreamFolks. So overall, 95% market share is in India market. So right now the focus is that, we would be working more on the Middle East and Southeast Asia market, wherein we would also want to have a similar set of clients what we have in India and give a similar benefit. So yes, in terms of this solution, the technology, we already have that, but there would be certain investment in terms of the hardware. So I think that would only be the cost what we would require to grow in the other regions.
Finally, you have enlisted some of the growth factors as cross selling and upselling of your services. How do you plan to do that?
Okay, so if you actually see in the list of the portfolios, what we have is just not the lounge. We have meet and assist, the airport transfer, the spas at the airport, F&B, transit hotels. Now also we have golf as well, right? So when we say upsell, it is like the existing set of clients who already are giving the lounge benefit to their card holders. We would want to add on different services, and which we have already started. For a few of the bank cards already give the meet and assist or the airport transfer as a benefit to their card holders. Similarly, we are trying to add on more and more such services. So that is the upsell what we are trying to do it, so that the complete end-to-end services which are there at the airport would be provided and by DreamFolks. And we, as I also told you, that the tech platform or the solution is already readily available with us, which we keep upgrading regularly. It's just that as and when we see that there is a similar type of business or something which will add value to our existing client base, we would be adding such services in our portfolio.
Ms. Kallat, it was a pleasure talking to you today. Thank you very much for joining us on BQ Prime.
Thank you so much.